with respect to medical healthcare. So how this XAI, in short we used to call it is XAI, how it is utilized in order to provide the medical healthcare services. Okay. So meanwhile I will take you to some of the important tools which you can use to understand the basic idea about the machine learning. Okay. So I hope you might have heard the term machine learning from your the day-to-day life, or during your class study, or doing your project, or developing some applications, etc. Right? So without knowing machine learning, learn about explainable AI, it is not advisable. So first you are supposed to learn machine learning. What is machine learning? Then how this XAI come into the picture, what it will provide in addition to what we have in the existing machine learning technology. Okay. So let me put a simple question to you. According to you, what is machine learning? So I will touch upon this slide. Okay. So first I want to know what level of understanding you have on the term machine learning. Feel free. Are you aware of the term first? Right? Yes or no? So you know the term machine learning, right? Say yes or no. This side they are saying yes, this side. So you know the term machine learning. Okay. So now we will understand what is the term machine learning. Okay. So then we will come to this page. So I have given some booky definitions or internet material definitions for machine learning. So, but I used to express my own way of expressing what is machine learning. Okay. So the term machine learning coined from past 30 years. It is not a new technology, but it is coming to the real-time implementation of past 10 years. So any application if you are developing, the machine learning, the impact is more. With the help of that machine learning only we are able to develop a better system or better the applications. So machine learning, what it will do basically, it is a subset of artificial intelligence. Okay. So now I will again throw a question to you. What is artificial intelligence?
As a human.
Yeah. It will try to mimic certain activity as like the human being. So that we used to say it is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is the main component nowadays to develop any of the automation based applications. We want to do some automation. For example, in classroom, attendance monitoring. So we want to say usually typical procedure is faculty will call your name or register number based on that they have taken it. Rather we want to automate that process. So what is required? AI technology. Again AI, it is try to mimic the human behavior, right? So any kind of activity which that human can perform, that can be easily mimicked by means of AI. Now the machine learning is the subset of AI technology. What is meant by subset?
Machine which have the practice for training and testing and those things. So we make the practice of the machine to learn.
Yeah, exactly, madam. That is for machine learning. But the term subset.
It's a common group.
Yeah, we have overall idea AI. Then there is a part of ideology of AI is machine learning. Okay, so that means AI wherever the people are started using, they require the help of the machine learning. Without that they cannot complete. So any terminology which involve AI, it inbuilt have the capability of doing machine learning. That is the idea. Okay. So if they are telling the technology AI means it is not new, again you please understand, it is again if you say machine learning, it is a part of AI only. It is you can use anonymously, right? Instead of saying AI, you can say machine learning. Instead of machine learning, you can say I will express properly in something. machine learning, what it will do basically, so as ma'am was saying, we want to perform certain tasks. Again, the same example I will take, attendance monitoring. So today session, who are all present? Okay, so usually we will get signature of the participant. Rather now, I am going to automate this process. So what I will do, so I will make all your presence in terms of recording, in terms of using your biometric. Right? Biometric means? So make use of the identity of the biometric means make use of the specific person identity, make use of a biometric we can do it. Right? So fingerprint is a very old biometric we used to have in our day-to-day life. So biometric again, see, going there and place your biometric in a biometric reader, recognizing, that is again it is a tedious. Rather than that you can put signature, right? So that is also not recommended for this application. So what we can do, non-invasive manner I have to capture your biometric. So fingerprint biometric is not suitable for it. So what we can do, you can capture your face. Right? Face is one of the biometric. Is that true or not? So make use of face, I am able to identify an individual. Right? So face is the important biometric. Again nowadays widely we are using in order to recognize the individual. Okay. So now what is that I have to do? I am monitoring your presence. First you have to make an enrollment. Right? Like how you are registered yourself for this SAP. So giving your name, email ID, etc. Right? That is an enrollment process. Right? Likewise, your biometrics should be enrolled to my system. All your facial images, right? We have to capture so that we can know an identity like this particular face is corresponding to so and so. I will do the enrollment process first where it is require your permission to capture your face. Then I will store it in my database. Okay. So any type of automation or any type of machine learning process, first step is data collection. Right? So in biometric time we used to say it is enrollment. Right? Enrollment process it means what? We are collecting the data. What data I am going to collect from you? Your facial image. Okay. So with your identity, we will store your facial biometric in some repository. Right? So this is the data collection. This is the first step of machine learning. Okay. So then we have to choose a specific learning algorithm. Okay. So learning, the term it is very clear because how the human is learning. Right? So how we are able to learn the new idea, new concept, right? New methods or new program or new subject. Same way, we have to teach the machine with the help of certain features. Okay. So nowadays we have high computing power and also the memories are very cheap. So we need not to worry about whether we are working with the whole image or a feature of the specific images. Okay. So since in olden days it is memory and the power, computing powers are very costly, it is not available to. So we are worried about those as well. Now all are cheap. So after capturing your facial image, I will train any of the machine learning algorithm, right? Learning algorithms. So I have to teach the system. See, if you are looking this face, their ID is this. I have to tell the machine, right? This is so and so. Please you make a record. So machine will learn, right? The machine learning algorithm will learn those incidents and it is able to reproduce during the testing. So there are two components, training and testing. During the training, we are teaching the machine learning algorithm. Please learn, these are all the facial image, corresponding identity of those facial image. Okay. So later, after you are coming into the particular auditorium, so once your images are captured, then the system will recognize, yeah, this particular facial image corresponding to this particular ID. Then it will record your presence. Okay. So during the testing, this will deploy any of the application using machine learning algorithm. Okay, so what is basically it is doing? It is learning, right? Machine is learning as like a human only, but how it is learned, that only we have to learn in deep. Okay, so possible. I don't know the word is not there. Okay, so this machine learning definition you see, as I mentioned, it is referred to a system capable of automation of acquisition and integration of knowledge. I hope now you understand the term, right? So now I am doing in a reverse way. I am not reading the slide and explaining. I explain and then I am putting into the slide. So acquisition, capturing your facial image. Integration of knowledge, training. Right? It will train, the machine learning algorithm is trained about the acquired image. Okay, so later the trained model we will use for testing. Okay, so once you have learned, then only you are eligible or you are capable of writing your exam. Right? The same way, once the machine learn, then we will use the learned machine learning algorithm for testing the particular application. Okay, is that okay? All of you getting the notion of machine learning? Right? So we have different ideology in the machine learning algorithm. So how that learning will take place? What is that we will take more emphasis? So that thing we have to understand. So that there are some drawbacks also. To overcome the drawback only, we are seeking the help of the explainable AI, right? XAI. So explainable AI, again the term is very clear. It is going to explain, right? It is going to explain how the particular artificial intelligence algorithm works. Okay, so it won't tell you like this is what the results, how this results obtained, what way it will influence the overall performance of the system. So this be able to identify and be able to clarify. So with more transparency and also with some accountability. Okay, so the explainable AI will come into the okay. So the machine learning is a field of artificial intelligence. As I mentioned, it is focused on development of algorithms and statistical models that enable computers to learn from and make a prediction or a decision based on the data. Again, without being explicitly programmed for specific tasks. So what is meant by without programming, sir? You are already doing a program for learning. So that is different. Please understand. So training, it is different. Now the testing is different. Without being explicitly programmed for specific tasks. For example, attendance monitoring. It's a specific task. So I am going to borrow the learned model. I deploy so that no programming is required to say that you are so and so. Because network is already learned, right? So you use learned model. The learned model is able to discriminate an individual based on their biography. Provided the machine should have knowledge about all your biometrics. Right? If suppose I have trained only who are present today for this particular session. Okay, so the newcomers, the new registration will come maybe tomorrow. So new attendee they may come tomorrow. Their biometric will not be possible to capture today. So whether the system will recognize the model which we have trained without their images, it is able to say they are so and so. It's not possible, right? So machine learning will give the output. So only when it has some knowledge about the past experience, right? The experience data. Again, I am using the other terms prediction, right? So what it will be prediction? So whatever we have said, it is not a prediction, it is a kind of recognition or classification. Okay. So prediction means, see, I have some past experience data. So I have 5-year data of how this gold rate every month is fluctuating. 5 years every month, January to December. Past 5-year data. Now I can forecast with the next 2 years during the month of July. What would be the gold rate? The prediction we can make. Okay. So